YouTube, man, what's going on? It's LNH back with another vid. If you guys have not seen, man, a lot of news has been going on around Bryce James. He just played his first high school game just a little bit ago and actually had a recent insane growth spurt. And I haven't given my opinion on it, so we're gonna break it down and get into it today, man. But if you do like these type of vids, make sure to like the video. I appreciate it. But if you guys have not seen, of course, Bryce, the brother of Bronny James, son of Bron, and this dude has a lot of potential moving forward. Everyone likes to compare him and Bronny James because honestly, they're brothers. We want to see how they're going to pan out in the future and if these dudes' basketball careers are actually going to take, a turn for the best, maybe get to the NBA and really be stars compared to what LeBron James is right now. Now, with that being said, I think the biggest thing here and what a lot of people have been noticing is how quickly Bryce James has been developing over these years, especially him being so young. Now, right now, he's a ninth grader and he's actually playing for Sierra Canyon, but unfortunately, for whatever reason, they're not really putting out any footage of him as of right now. There have been a couple games here and there have been images going around, but recently what broke the internet was the fact that Bronny James had his birthday. Now, when Bronny James had his birthday, this picture was actually taken, and let's take a look at it. Now, this actually shows you the height difference between these two dudes, and Bryce for sure looks like he may be even going to be taller than Bronny at this point, the way that he is growing. Now, you guys know what they say a lot about the youngest sibling in the family. They usually end up being the best hoopers. Now, we see somebody like LaMelo, how successful he is, man, and the type of growth spurt that Bryce James is having at this age, I think for one is super interesting because it's going to show us and may actually help to raise his overall potential. Now, there are a couple things that people always noted about Bryce's game that I think really separates him from other people his age and even when Bronny James was that age. And it's number one, I think that of course he's playing up against competition. That definitely helps. But I think his jump shooting, now he has been known to be a sniper on the basketball court, being able to shoot the basketball very well. And that can take you a long way. You guys know you don't even have to be the most athletic, the most talented player on the basketball court, but if you can shoot the ball and do that consistently, man, you can play anywhere. And just having that confidence to put the ball up, for sure, that's a huge step in the right direction and already shows that I think he's a little bit more developed at this age than Bronny was. But in addition to that, I think the fact that when he was playing older people than his age to try to get better, I just saw him as being a little bit more aggressive than when Bronny was playing up. And there's nothing wrong with that, but I think when we compare the two, Bryce just seems a little bit more advanced for his age, and I think that height is only going to help him dominate on the court. Now, if this dude can get a little bit more athletic and I think really grow into that type of build where he gets in the gym, starts lifting weights, gets some muscle on him, and kind of loses, because he definitely has a little bit more weight. So if he can lose a little bit of weight here and really be able to get stronger, I think that's what's going to take his game to the next level. For sure, if you have that type of strength and have the height, all you need is really that athleticism combined with that jump shot. And he definitely has handles. You guys saw he's definitely dropped people before and seems like he's being pretty aggressive on the court, which is what we want to see. We want to see a hooper that gets on there and really goes out for it. And I think that's what separates him and is going to make him super effective. But after looking at that picture, I think it's crazy that he's just about almost taller than Bronny James. Now, when we say almost taller than Bronny James, we got to remember how tall Bronny is. Now, Bronny right now is standing at about 6'4", but at the time, there is no way that he was 6'4" at that age, being only in ninth grade. And I think that's just showing that this dude, Bryce James, I think may have an opportunity to resemble more of LeBron's build than somebody like Bronny. Because of course, man, although LeBron was skinny in high school, we see that he put on some muscle and for sure has some weight to him. And I think Bryce just naturally has that type of build where he has a little bit more weight. And if he's really able to develop that and continue to work, use that height, and of course get that speed, this dude is going to be a monster on the court. If you're a sharpshooter and can do all of these things, you can dribble, you have a high IQ, you're aggressive, man, that is just a combination for you to go crazy on the basketball court. And speaking of going crazy, he actually did have his most recent first game playing in high school, and this dude was doing his thing on the court. Now, of course, there was no footage out there, but some sources are saying he did have double-digit points points, which that's pretty impressive. You guys know we've been waiting to see what this dude was going to do at Sierra Canyon, and I'm for sure going to keep you guys posted on any type of updates that we do see him actually playing in high school basketball, because we saw a little bit of a couple of vids here and there of AAU and this dude working out, but we really want to see the real games. And of course, these are going to be good competition no matter who he's playing against. Man, odds are this dude is playing against solid competition. You guys know he was playing against Masterpiece, Son Miller, and all these other guys he's been playing against. So I think this is just in combination going to get him way better than what Bronny was at the time at this age. Now, what all of this really combines to talk about, and what it makes me think of, is when we talk about players going from high school straight to the NBA. Now, there have been talks, of course, of Bronny making that move, although you guys know I've said this for a minute now. I think that's a very long shot for Bronny, just being how he's played, how we've seen him develop so far. But when we talk about players going from high school to the NBA, man, somebody like Bryce, in my opinion, depending on how he does fill out in the future, low-key, he could be that guy to go play and go straight to the league, because of course by the time he actually gets there, that rule that you're not allowed to go straight from high school to the NBA and you have to be 1 year removed is probably going to be gone, safe to say. And I think that's really going to change the game of basketball and how it's played. But for sure, also players being able to make money off of their name definitely changed the game, but I really don't think it changes too much for people like Bryce or Bronny James. And the reason why I say that is because you guys know their pops is getting bread. Bron is bringing in the bread, so they're not really worrying about making money. It's more about setting themselves up for success long term. And who knows, Bryce may be that guy to actually make the move and go straight to the league. But it's definitely curious to see how the two brothers will actually pan out in the future. Now, let's be honest here. Are we putting too much pressure on these young hoopers? Well, honestly, I think the media already does with all the coverage that they do of people like Bronny and Bryce and all of these young hoopers. Now, definitely being that young of an age is for sure tough when a lot of people are criticizing your game, when you're just trying to enjoy the time that you do have at such a young age. Now, I think on one hand, it can be too much because, again, these dudes are just kids like anyone else. But I think being the son of LeBron, yes, you have privileges, but this is something that comes with it. People are going to criticize your game and compare you to your father or even your brother all the time. And I think depending on the type of person you are, the type of hooper you are, if you're really about it, if you're really that good, it shouldn't even matter what people say or how much they really cover you, because you should really look at that as an opportunity to shine and grow and really go out there and show people what you're made of and show them that you might even be better than your father. But I guess only time will tell. Maybe I'm taking it too far if we're saying they're better than Bron, but at the end of the day, I think Bryce has a ton of potential, and if there was someone that may be better than Bron, man, I gotta give it to Bryce. I gotta be honest here. You guys let me know what you think in the comments down below. Let me know if you think that Bryce is actually going to be better than Bron or not. I'm curious, or even better than Bronny. I want to know. Let me know. Of course, what do you think about that growth spurt as well? We're super interested. So make sure you like the vid, sub to the channel, turn on post notifications, get a new notification every time I upload a new video. LNH, I'm out.